The Coast to Coast is the most popular long-distance hike in Great Britain. It starts at St Bees in Cumbria and it finishes at the other side of the country at Robin Hood's Bay in North Yorkshire. I hiked the Coast to Coast in May of 2023. On my own, I camped some nights and I stayed at B&Bs or hostels on other nights. Join me on this incredible journey as I navigate some of the toughest hiking that the UK has to offer with a 17-kilogram backpack, exploring some of the most beautiful places in the country. On this journey, I'm very open about the realities of solo hiking such a monumental route and struggling with loneliness and fatigue as I push my mental and physical limits. With that said, please sit back, relax and enjoy watching. It was one of the most beautiful mornings on the trail. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and it was already pretty warm out. Despite this, at the break of dawn around 5 AM that morning, I was woken up by something quite concerning. I'll talk about that in a minute, but for now, just enjoy these stunning views that I was lucky enough to wake up to. So I'm off and it's 8 AM, so this is my earliest morning on the route so far. And okay, so there's a lot to unpack. I got into Honister Cafe, Sea Toller. I met a few other hikers and one of them, Pete, was staying at the same campsite, so we went with some other hikers to Borrowdale Youth Hostel to get some food and some ale, and then went to Chapel House Farm campsite. So we set up our tents and I, the unlucky one, had to be the one to set it up near this brown MSR tent with a bloke sitting outside of it, and he seemed fairly normal at first, I guess, but he was shaking his head. He looked at me and just shook his head, and I was like, that's a bit weird, but it was the only space available. So anyway, I set my tent up and everything was normal, you know, made my food, went to sleep, and was abruptly woken up at 5 in the morning by the sounds of violent vomiting from that MSR tent next to me, from that guy who was shaking his head, you know. And I was just like, what on earth? And it was going on for a good 20 minutes. Whoa, what the hell? That's so cool. Look at me walking through like the nicest place on earth and I'm talking about this guy vomiting. Anyway, story's over in a second. So this guy was puking up for about nearly half an hour. And I was just like, dude, come on, it's 5 in the morning. Go to the bathrooms. There were bathrooms, but I think he was puking out in his actual tent because didn't hear the zip go until it had all stopped, and then I heard him step out. Dude's just puked in his tent, didn't even bother to get out. So I was up since 5 and it was pretty chilly, so I didn't really get out of my sleeping bag until, oh my god, hello, I'll just take a picture. Oh my god. Anyway, this guy was like coughing up and making gross noises until at least 6 in the morning. That's when I decided to get ready and have some breakfast. I don't know how I had breakfast. I was actually starving, but I don't know why that didn't instantly put me off. I mean, it did. So I start putting my tent away, but everyone else is kind of doing the same. You know, people are starting to get up and put their tent away. It's about 7 in the morning at this point, 7, half 7 even, and he starts shouting from his tent, and me and this other hiker Pete, who's still there, because he's having, like, you know, he's taking his time, talking at like a low volume, you know, just like, oh, it's a lovely day, oh, isn't it nice, you know, just stuff like that. And then this guy shouts from his tent, oh yeah, shut up. And we're like, what? So we don't say anything back because we're like, this guy is weird. So anyway, so our there was a lot of condensation last night on everyone's tent, was just wet, and there were people shaking out the tent. So I was shaking out my tent, and then this guy was like, you're a noisy load of buggers, you are, and everything. And I'm just like, oh god, I hope I go before he gets out of his tent. Anyway, he gets out of his tent like 10 minutes later, whips his thing out and starts weeing right by our tents. Well, where my tent was, near, not on. And then Pete's like, oh, come on, we don't need to see that. And then he starts mouthing off. This guy, he starts like swearing at the top of his, like saying like, oh, you F off and all that stuff. So he started swearing his head off, and we were like, right, come on man, keep it down, like stop. And he's like, well, you guys will wake the devil up with your talking. And it's like, we were talking. I was probably talking at this volume, to be honest. And we're like, and then Pete goes, pot kettle. And the guy loses it and then crawls back in his tent. Anyway, then I was just like all packed up, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna go, he's freaked me out, like I can't, I need to leave. So that's that, and I'm in beautiful Borrowdale. Nicest place. One of the nicest places on earth. Anyway, that's really freaked me out, to be honest, and put a bit of a damper on the day, on the morning. It's probably the most beautiful morning that I've had so far on the trail as well, and definitely the most beautiful place. And I got up early, you know. Oh, of course that has to happen, but I just hope I'm not thinking about it all day. I hope that at the end of the day I'm just like, oh yeah, that happened, that's funny, instead of just kind of being, I don't know, taken out of it and confused by the situation, because that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen every day. I don't know what kind of guy that was, but he was weird. He pukes in their own tent and then doesn't even go to the bathroom to do it, doesn't even go to the bathroom to wee, and yells at people for putting the tents away in the morning at like 8 in the morning. Don't understand. I just had to get out as quick as I could, because yeah, anyway, there's an ascent today up Linen Crag, and I'm so not looking forward to it, because it's supposed to be one of the most difficult ascents on the trail. So I mean, yesterday's wasn't too bad looking back now, you know. I felt alright. You know, I had to keep stopping, but I felt fine physically. I wasn't aching, I wasn't in pain, I wasn't struggling to breathe or anything like that. I was alright, but I just had to keep stopping because I was getting too hot in the sun, and you know. Anyway, we'll see how Linen Crag goes, and from then on, if I want to stay high, walk up Calf Crag and Gibson Knott and Helm Crag, which I do want to do, so I might do that because I'm already up high, instead of descending down into East Elbeck, Grasmere Common, where I've already been there, and it's, you know, nothing that special compared to the views that I've seen from Helm Crag. I'd say Calf Crag as well, but there were no views up there when I was there last time. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is honestly, I think, probably... Oh, I was going to say it's probably the most beautiful place in the lakes, but there's so many others. So many others. So I'm actually back on the coast to coast because I had to divert from the route by like, I don't know, less than half a mile to get to that campsite. It was Chapel House Farm, I think. Oh, there's a little lamb there. Little black lamb. Anyway, so I'm back on the coast to coast path, and this is actually also a part of the Cumbria Way. Yeah, I'm part of this is part of the Cumbria Way for a little bit. So I'm on 2 trails. Just standing in the shade while I reapply some sun cream because it is so hot and I'm going to be very exposed going up Linen Crag, so yeah, sun cream is very important. Also, I can't take my mind off what happened. I spoke to another walker. He was just sat by the side down there and he was like, hey, have you had a good morning? And I'm like, kind of. And he's like, kind of. So I tell him and he's like, oh, that's where I'm staying. I'm like, well, did you hear a guy throw up at 5 in the morning? And he was like, no, I was at this side of the farm. I was like, right, that's the complete opposite end of the where I'm camping, so you're lucky. So anyway, I told him what happened and he was absolutely mortified, and he said he knows the owner and Richard, and he'd have him off there in no time. And I do kind of wish that I spoke to Richard before I left, but honestly, fight or flight mode, I just left, I just took off, and I was like, no, I'm not having anything to do with this situation. So I did say to Pete, because Pete was still there, he needed to pack away his tent still, and just another walker of one of the ones I walked with yesterday, I was like, you should probably tell the owner about it. So I hope he has. If not, I mean, even so, that man who I spoke to just then, he's there for another 2 or 3 nights. So I said, look, if that guy's still there, even not, just mention it. And I described the tent and I told him exactly where it was. Yeah, so I just can't take my mind off it. I'm really trying, because I don't want to be thinking about that. Not when I'm in like one of my most favourite places on earth. I just every time I see a bloody brown MSR tent now, I'm going to be like, oh, is it him? No, I hope not. Oh, anyway, this campsite here was actually the one that I was initially planning on staying at before I came across the other one. And I went to the other one because not only was it closer, but it said it had facilities, and I thought a sink and a toilet would be nice, and apparently this one doesn't. But looking back, I wish I would have stayed here now. Hey guys! Oh, there's so many sheep with the lambs around, trying to get some shade. Oh, your face! I think self-doubt, especially when doing challenges like this, is very normal, but I've been seriously doubting myself the whole time. I always do. I always think, oh, people, you know, can do this so much faster than me, and I'm sure everyone has the same thoughts, and that's kind of been deterred in the past 10 minutes, because while I was having a rest at that waterfall for a good half an hour, I cooled down my feet, I wet my hat, reapplied some more sun cream, because that's really important. Don't forget to do that, guys, especially if you're ginger like me. Yeah, loads of people passed me, so I was like one of the first ones up, clearly, because everyone has just passed me in the past 10 minutes while I was resting, and they were all people who have passed me on the trail. So there was Meg and Martin, they're up there. They passed me, they were like, hello Jennifer, nice to see you again. And I was like, oh my god, I thought you guys would be way ahead. They were like, nope. And an American couple who saw me up on Dent, I think I saw them, but they recognised me. They were like, oh my god, we saw you up on Dent the day before yesterday. And I was like, oh yeah, of course, because I recognised the woman, and they're part of that group there as well. And there was another American couple from Colorado who I saw at the Black Sail as well. And yeah, they passed me as well, and they were like, hello again, I saw you at the Black Sail. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this. So even though they've, you know, passed me now while I was resting, I do feel so much more confident and better, because not only are all those people in day sacks, every single one of them, tiny light sacks because the B&B in it, and I'm carrying probably the weight of a child on my back, like a preteen. So the fact that I'm kind of keeping pace with them, and was initially ahead of them for a good time apparently, which I thought they'd be a day ahead, but no. So I feel so much better, and they're all stopping up in Grasmere like I am as well. So I'm very happy, and I'm not really doubting myself anymore, which is incredible when you kind of prove yourself wrong in a good way, if you know what I mean, or prove the doubt wrong. Look at that for a camping spot. It's flat, sheltered by the wind a bit, unless it comes up there and you've got the whole view down there, unless it's boggy. The outer bit where the long grasses looks a bit boggy, but like this, like in the summer, it doesn't look wet, but imagine if it's just pure marshland. Don't take my word for it as a camping spot though, guys. God, it's hot. It is seriously hot. Did not think it was going to be this hot. Easily mid-20s. Not when I have signal on though, for sure. Oh my god, look at how evil that looks. So, someone right on the top there. Oh my god, they must feel awesome after having done that. Someone on the top, and you can see the people there, the people who passed me before at the waterfall just going up. That is going to be a killer. But someone said to me it's difficult, but if I did the pass after Black Sail up near Haystacks, then I can do this. So I was like, okay, helped a bit. Oh wow. And apparently, other than people who do the coast to coast, this isn't a very popular one. That's what a couple of people have said. They said it's not even on some maps anymore, and it's not even on my Harvey map, which is weird. Lining Crag, some people say Linen, but I've heard a few people say Lining, so I don't know. But it's not on the map unless I've missed it, but yeah, strange. Oh god, anyway, I'm just kind of mentally preparing myself for that ascent up there. It's just really funny to see a lamb and a sheep up here, because it's so remote, and it is a steep scramble, and a very steady scramble and ascent up there. So it's like, who's even farming you guys? Probably wild. Probably wild sheep, but I swear I can see a marking on it. It's crazy. Surely no one's farming those guys. I don't know how the hell they get to them. This is like a proper scramble, like you use your hands to pull yourself up sort of scramble. This bit is easy compared to that. Do not do this if you've not had experience doing this before. Seriously. It's scary with a big bag on, because if you lean back a bit too much. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe I've just done that. That was the hardest climbing I think I've ever had to do. Literally using my hands to pull me up. That's why I was barely filming this bag. I think I'm still going up there. Oh, can't be worse than that though. Holy shit, these views. I would have sat down and rested for a while, but oh god, there were so many midges. It was like a massive cloud of midges. Oh, I'm so grateful for these flags. Honestly, the people who must have put them here, absolute heroes. Oh my god, this is so much better. And there's a breeze. Just got really bad tinnitus all of a sudden. I never really get that, but all of a sudden it was just very loud and high pitched in my right ear. I wonder if it's the altitude. Oh my god, I'm so happy to see it. You've got Calf Crag, Gibson Knott and Helm Crag there. So once I find the path, I'll be walking along those and then descending Helm Crag and Grasmere, which is just over those fells. Okay, so I think I know where the path is. I can see some track marks around. I've just seen 2 dog walkers walk down there and I've said, "Is that the path?" And they went, "That's the way down," pointing down there. Oh yeah, I can see some people. I think they're the people who passed me at the waterfall. Oh my god. What is going on? Looks like it's chasing a lamb. I'm so confused. Wow, look at this. It's like shimmery rust colour. It's you've got a natural iron deposit and a natural oil deposit, and you know it's natural because, well, it does look like it's coming from the mountain. I don't think anyone's dumped it up here, but if you tap it and it breaks apart like that, very broken apart, then it's natural. And if it doesn't, then it's pollution. You can see quite a bit of it along here. Anyway, I've just been up, just coming down from Calf Crag really, very slowly because I keep getting signal, and I just called my grandparents and spoke to them for a bit, so I had to stay still so I wouldn't lose signal, and then called my mum straight after, but the signal wasn't so good then, so I've not really had a chance to talk to her much. I really don't know what's going to go on tonight, to be honest, about my accommodation. I could just wild camp, but honestly I fancy a shower. Oh god. I know I could probably just nip into the YHA, but I feel cheeky if I'm not staying there, and it's all booked up. I've already checked, so I don't know. Plus it's pretty overcast, so I don't know what the weather's going to be like tonight. I've not got a signal to check. I will when I get down in Grasmere. It's very breezy, it's nice. It's a nice... If the weather was like this when I was going up bloody Lining Crag, then probably would have been much easier instead of the scorching heat and sweat dripping down my face off my forehead. Oh, anyway, if you're doing this, you can either go down there once you get up to Calf Crag, or you can continue, and I've obviously chosen to continue high because I like it, because it's nice, it's pretty, and because I've been down there and it's one of them things where it's like, oh, I've been there, done that, so it's all right. There's nothing much there really. It's just a valley, that's it. So yeah, my arch nemesis Calf Crag from when I wild camped on there last October, 2 days after I was spiked, which led to me being let go of my job because I had to go home that day and they didn't believe I'd been spiked, which sucks, and I've spoken about that in a previous video. If you want to hear the whole story and see my emotional breakdown, or hear my emotional breakdown, I've not actually published it as of filming this, but I will have when this comes out. But I'll put it on screen, whatever it's called. It's the Borrowdale Youth Hostel stay, where I was also in Hawkshead a few days before. It's that one where I talk about it. Anyway, so yeah, windy wild camp. That video is also up of the actual wild camp of Calf Crag. I think it's called like surviving a gruelling wild camp or something like that. Dramatic, because it was gruelling. It was gale force winds, so it's much tamer right now. Nice breeze. So anyway, and I had to move my tent in the pitch black at midnight wind just so it wouldn't blow away, because the pegs were flying out and the end of my tent was lifting. So yeah, doing that was scary because I couldn't exactly come down in the dark, windy, wet, because if anyone's descended Calf Crag into that valley, you know how dangerous it is. So that's even worse at night in the wet and wind. So yeah, I'm going to try to give my mum a call, and I'll call Cameron later when I'm in Grasmere because he's working at the minute. My mum was at a flower show, but I don't think there's good signal there, as there isn't any here. Oh, what the hell? Oh, it's a sheep. I don't know why that scared me then. It looked like a human, but not a human. It was a sheep. So yeah, that's what I was saying. I'd recommend to anyone who's doing the coast to coast to, when you get to the turn in at Calf Crag, you can either go down or up. I'd say go up, because you've made all that effort to get high, you know, to get high up Lining Crag, to just descend a bit more. And it's a lot on the knees because you do descend behind Calf Crag a little bit before you go on it, and it's not that much of a climb at all really to get to it, hardly. And then you just kind of going up down, but it's like nice, you know, it's like easy. If you press for time, go down there, or if it's really awful weather, go down there. Don't chance it up here. But if it's nice weather and you've got time, do this for the views and get some Wainwrights in. And this is Gibson Knott. First time up this one. So you've got Calf Crag and Helm Crag. You can just see ahead there is East Deltan. It's a fairly popular one for wild camping or just doing a day walk to from Grasmere. Well, I lied about that being hard, because it has been, and I've still got Helm Crag, so why didn't I just take the easy route like everyone else, other than 3 other walkers that I just take for a day hike. Not really seen anyone else up here, and all the coast to coast people who were in front and behind me have all gone down there, because I saw them all go down there. So they were like, oh, we'll take the easy route, whereas I'm like, nah, let's make it hard. But you know what, once I'm at the top I won't regret it, because I love it up there. Helm Crag is one of my favourite Wainwrights. It's tied Helm Crag, haystacks and cat bells. Oh god. Just this bit, just this scramble. This is like the hardest day of walking I think I've ever had to do, to be honest. Oh, I've done it, Helm Crag. I'm not climbing up there, screw that, I can't. Actually, I might sit down and take my pack off and climb it, we'll see. I did it because I'm a madman, so on top of Helm Crag, so much easier without a bag, because I just got up here no problem. So people with day packs on, oh, it's so much easier for them. I knew that already, but now without that on, it's like I feel so light. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm up here. Been up here before, so I didn't actually have to come up, but I just thought I have to. So just gonna rest. My phone needs charging a little bit, so I need to figure out what I'm doing tonight, I think. I'm excited. I love Grasmere so much. It's, as you all know, my favourite. Just managed to call Cameron. I was on the phone to him for a good 40 minutes. Yeah, I just told him about everything really. Just wouldn't stop talking about, I suppose, since day 2, because I've not really been able to speak to him because of no signal. Told him about this morning, obviously. Weird guy at the campsite, freaked me out. And just how hard it's been. It's seriously, honestly. And now I'm like, why didn't I just take the easy way down? Like, why didn't I take the easy way down? At first I was like, yeah, I'll do this. You know, nice views, get some Wainwrights in. I've never done Gibson Knott before. I love Helm Crag. Oh my god, no. Seriously, like I would have got into Grasmere at least 2 hours ago. 2, maybe 3 hours ago. It's now 4:37. And it would have been about half two when I got in. So it's late. Well, it's not late, but you know, I was hoping to nip in some shops and get a another SanDisk Ultra micro SD card for this GoPro, because it needs an Ultra one because of the GoPro. It's the new one, and the regular can't support it. And I've now got an hour of footage left on this memory card, and I started with 4 hours. Now, I honestly thought 4 hours of footage was going to be enough for the whole trip, but it's not anyway. I need to shut up. What am I on about? Why am I going on? I heard a twig snap and I'm instantly embarrassed in case someone's overhearing me ramble. Anyway, yeah, so if I can't find the SD card in Grasmere or Borrowdale or wherever, because I don't know how long an hour on this is going to last me. It's like an hour a day really, I suppose. Then I've got my other GoPro as a backup, the Hero 7. However, this is shooting in 5K, or at least 4K, I don't know what setting I've got it on. But my Hero 7 White only does 1080p, so that means that the YouTube video won't register as 4K, which is annoying, because that's exactly why I got this camera, because I wanted better quality. So it'd be annoying to use it, but I brought it just in case, but I ideally don't want to use that one. Oh, squirrel. I'm just knackered. I'm absolutely knackered and actually quite fed up, to be honest. Oh, I must have got the number, one of the numbers wrong. Okay, so I'll be alright to do it Apple Pay when I get there. Oh, oh, you are so cute. Oh my god, look at you. I hope you haven't escaped. You are the cutest cat. Oh my god. What are you doing? Oh my god. This is so cute. You're just a little kid. So cute. Oh my god. Oh, just beautiful. Yeah. Oh my god, I've got the cutest little companion ever. Look at you. I held the stage. I really don't know whose you are. You need to go home. I don't need to get into the village. If you live all the way up here, I'm your kitten. Oh. Oh my god. Oh wow. To think I was right on the top of that earlier and all along there, but wow, on that top rock I stood on it, or sat on it. Okay, so here's the deal. After a really hard day, the hardest day hiking I've ever done, plus with a difficult start this morning, you know, I didn't want to walk camp. And there was no camping or youth hostels available. And believe it or not, the cheapest option after that was a B&B. So I booked a B&B. And I'm really excited. Been down this bit before. I checked into the Lakeview Country House, and what a truly stunning place. The owner, Richard, was incredibly accommodating and so helpful as he carried my heavy bag to the room, got me settled in, helped me book a table at the Good Sport restaurant with a discount, and even got me booked ahead for breakfast the following morning. I had the most incredible goat's cheese dish there, and I later returned to my room well fed and content. If you know me, you know that Grasmere is my absolute favourite place in the world, so spending my 4th night on the coast to coast here was so special. This was exactly what I needed after the long and difficult day. Oh wow. Oh my god, this is just so dreamlike. I want to live here so bad. I know you have to be like super rich or like a millionaire, but I want to live here so bad. Special shout out to all my Patreon members. Thank you guys so much for helping support me, and if you'd like to support me, then check out the link below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.